We have Dr. Gaurang Krishna and we'll have Dr. MC Mishra, Dr. Jalil Parker also with us. But let's quickly get in the response of Dr. Gaurang Krishna. Dr. Gaurang Krishna, your response to the Prime Minister there, saying that the centre will distribute all vaccines to states and it will be free of cost. So that's something that the states wanted, the centre to have a centralised scheme on procurement of the vaccines. They will also get it for free now. There is also some clarity on how much private hospitals can charge. All in all, a move that even opposition and critics are welcoming.
Yeah, absolutely. So the address to the nation by the PM was very welcome. And this new plan of going back to the centralized procurement and these clear-cut guidelines is really a welcome step. And I think all the confusion about how and where to procure will come to an end, and also the spectrum, the coverage of the COVID vaccine program will reach its new heights with this new plan.
Getting in some breaking news updates as well. Just as we speak, in fact, some more responses coming in. More and more ministers are responding from different states. We're getting into breaking news updates. The Chhattisgarh Health Minister saying that it's good that the centre, it's a good decision is what the Chhattisgarh Health Minister T.S. Singhdeo has said, saying that they shouldn't have changed it to allow states to procure 45% and now the centre will themselves procure and distribute it to all. It's a good decision. All in all, Manish Sisodia also responding, saying that they express their gratitude. That's the Delhi government expressing gratitude to the Honourable Supreme Court, saying that they express gratitude to the Supreme Court that after the intervention-free vaccine will be available to all age groups across the country, and saying that if the centre wanted, it could have done it a long time ago. Now, these are some of the responses coming in. In fact, Dr. MC Mishra is also joining us now. Dr. MC Mishra is a former director at AIIMS. Dr. Mishra, how do you respond to what the Prime Minister has said? I think 7 key announcements have been made by him. Centralised vaccine, of course, one of the biggest takeaways, which should help smoothen the process of vaccination.
Absolutely. I think this is what was felt by that states were not able to perform. Most states, initially, they asked that you should decentralize, but they were not able to perform, and they were passing the buck on the federal government. So yeah. I think it is in the right earnest that they have, Mr. Modi has taken this decision. It is very wise, and it will remove all confusions, and it will be such a smooth process as we saw from 16th January until 30th April. And the same process will be there in place, and there won't be any confusion as regards. And he has very categorically said from 18 onwards also it will be free. 75% they'll give to the governments, 25% to the private sector, where those who want the jab by paying X amount of fee, they can do that. Also, government has uniformly said that they will not be charging more than 150 rupees as a service charge. So I think it's a very welcome step by the central government, and it will definitely speeding up the process of vaccination as we get the more doses of vaccines in June, July, August, September, and we hope by September we should be able to give at least one dose to 50% or even more of our population. I think that is what we would expect, because when we look at the developed countries like USA, with 40% 2 doses, they were able to go into a very good position as regards this spread of the infection, and also they have also relaxed even mask at certain places by CDC, although not
yes.
Everyone agrees with that. So I think we are in good times. This is what it appears, and all that confusion, chaos which was made out in the month of May will go away, and yes. We'll see better days ahead.
Yeah. Now, Dr. Jalil Parker is also live with us from Mumbai. Let me go across to him. Dr. Parker, states wanted autonomy. They got a sense of it, was a challenge to procure the vaccines, and then they went back to the centre saying that we are unable to do it and the centre should procure the vaccines for us. Now the centre has taken charge, while also capping the pricing of vaccines, which also was one of the concerns. That too has been done. Service charge limited to 150 rupees. How are you looking at the developments? Was this much needed? Could this have come earlier? Your take on it?
Well, this could have come much earlier, It should have come not only yesterday, maybe day before yesterday, rather than, coming it now. But never too late. I think it is a very good move. And I think the burden, the stress on all the bureaucrats, whether it is the state government, central government, etc., will be much lower. And they'll be able to get the vaccines that are required to be given to the population in each and every state, even to the remotest of places. Not only to that, not only to the elderly, the middle-aged, the youngsters, and even the infants when the vaccines are in place. And I think by having these vaccinations at the earliest, the waves that are impending or which are expected to come, I think we'll be able to tackle them in a much better way, in spite of all the shortcomings that we have, which we are trying to fulfill. So it was a good move on the part of the Prime Minister, never too late, to let all the states do their part so that now nobody can blame anyone, whether it is the state government, the central government. It can't go to and fro. And the vaccines will be easily available because vaccination from abroad also, they would play a major role in the market in the days to come. So I welcome all these moves because to me, what's important is that everybody should see to it that they get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And it's a good move. Even the poor will get it, even though because the pricing has been capped, and because now the ones who can afford, I think they can pay for the poor too. Nothing wrong.
Getting in some more breaking news now as more and more state governments begin to respond to what the Prime Minister has announced. The Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan, has just responded saying that the Prime Minister's declaration that COVID-19 vaccine will be supplied free of cost to the states from the 21st of June is the most appropriate response at this hour. I'm happy that our request has been positively responded to by the Prime Minister. So overall, a positive outcome of what has been announced today by the Prime Minister. There were 7 key announcements. Let me get in a conclusive last final round with all our panelists. 30 seconds each. Dr. Mishra, I'll come to you first, and then Dr. Parker next, and then we'll go across to Dr. Gaurang. In 30 seconds, if you can tell us, one, summarize if it is enough, and 2, is there anything more that the medical experts feel the government must do at this point? Because if you heard the Prime Minister's speech, he made a mention of how media houses had run campaigns on vaccines for all. Republic TV ran a campaign on vaccines for all. So they listened to what medical experts and the media are saying. So, Dr. Mishra, your takeaway, and if you think the government can do anything more or could have done anything more at this point, 30 seconds each. Dr. Mishra first.
I think what Prime Minister could have indicated in some measure that how many doses would be made available now during the month of June, July, August, September, so people can get a sense that what percentage of population will get both doses by September or October, because that is very crucial at this point of time. So maybe I think we'll get all those details in coming weeks, but if we believe Dr. Arora, N.K. Arora, who is heading the task force, and Professor Paul, then I think we'll have sufficient vaccines from July onwards, and there should not be any worry that vaccine shortage will be over. And of course, when we are vaccinating such a large population, it will take time. It will not happen in a day or in a month or two. So it will take some time. So I think I think everybody will be excited by this Prime Minister's announcement. All states are supporting this, and this is the best which could have happened in this crisis.
Dr. Parker, you want to go next?
See, the announcement made by Honorable Prime Minister today has given a sigh of relief to everybody, to the population at large, to the bureaucrats, to the ministries, to the state governments, etc., because everybody was concerned as to when they would get the second dose of vaccine or the first dose of vaccine. So I think this announcement is, I think, wonderful. And I think now everybody can come together and nobody will be able to blame anybody as to, we didn't get the vaccines because of this, we couldn't procure the vaccines because of these regulations, that regulation, etc. So now it's no more a blame game. Now is the time for each one of us to act and see to it our whole population, even in the remotest of the places, get their vaccine.
Yeah, then execution mode. Dr. Gaurang in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so first of all, I would like to thank and congratulate the Honorable Prime Minister. I agree with both my panelists that this is a very welcome step. And we should have a clear-cut targets of the immunization program, the vaccination program, of, when we will be achieving at least 90% fully vaccinated population. We should also have the options of other international vaccines available to augment the capacity. And I would like to thank the PM for supporting the vaccine manufacturers. They really need our backup. Apart from this, I would also want that our country, our health facility, both private and government setups, should be ready for eventual COVID infections. So vaccination is one part, but despite being vaccinated, COVID can still happen. So like the second wave, I really hope and wish that that kind of crisis does not come back. So we should be prepared for that as well.
Dr. Gaurang, Dr. Jalil Parker, Dr. Mishra, thank you for joining us. We're coming back with excerpts of the Prime Minister's speech. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.